Hello folks, welcome to a process video. I'm not going to talk too much about my process considering it's a little weird, at least how I feel, because I kind of just go gun-ho and start drawing when I have the itch to draw, and I don't have like any default characters that I draw more or less. I kind of just like, oh, I just want to draw this person's mom or significant other, and this is kind of what this video is, where I just drew a character's mother when they were younger and just kind of like fleshing them out just a little bit more. And I don't want everyone to think that like all my characters just get this much love and attention where I flesh them out and it's all fully colored, because that would be a lie. I'm actually a lot more lazier than that, and it usually stays in sketch form. I just decided to line this, and I was also just kind of being tough on myself on wanting to get something done because I haven't actually drawn anything really into a sort of completion. And so when I first start coloring, like you do in sort of cell work, you just kind of wanted to start with the flat colors. And here, this is where I just normally just test colors out and start blocking things in, because I do end up blending things together. So colors will end up mixing, and a lot of the times they do end up sort of getting muddled together. And that is a process of just kind of knowing how to really finesse the brushes and knowing what kind of brushes to use. And what I normally end up doing in a lot of my paintings like this, I usually just use the oil paint, and on occasion I will use the sort of watery brush that's also available. And when it comes to blending, I do use the blur blending tool underneath the eraser tool, and it's usually in the setting of blur by fiber, because I whatever it gives it texture, and it usually gives it a sort of brush texture is what I sort of fell in love with that blending tool. And coming from Paint Tool side to Clip Studio Paint was a bit of a challenge because I don't have that sort of smooth blending that I used to have. And for a couple of years now, it's just been a process of me trying to really figure out how to work these brushes to mimic what I used to have with Paint Tool Sai. And this is actually as close as I can get. And I honestly really appreciate it just because of how rough it looks. And what you'll see here is me using the darkest color I can really just be comfortable with. I don't normally like to use the color black, and this uniform was going to initially be black, but I didn't want that just because of how dramatic it'll be with the purple color that I used, and instead decided to just go with a darker blue, which, and I think overall it gave it a really nice effect. Um, And what you see here as well, I also really just liked how the texture came out. On here, you'll notice how I kind of remembered lighting and ended up switching the colors. And I think the reason why I didn't even realize that is because I tend to flip the canvas a lot. And so probably when I was working on one of the arms, it became like, it became really weird and dramatic. And as we get closer to the end, you'll kind of see me rushing a bit more. And I think it was just me fighting time, because it was because it's 2 in the morning for me when I drew this, and I had been up since 8 in the morning, so I wanted to finish, and I didn't want to leave this until the next morning because knowing me, I would just completely forget about this drawing. And having actually filmed it as well was also another sort of um, agent of how I'm just like, okay, I gotta draw, I gotta do this. And it worked, at least for me. I don't know if it'll work for other people, but if you want to do it, recommend try it. And with her hair too, I actually had a moment of did I want it darker or did I actually want it to be a sort of like white platinum blonde? And I don't know if I executed that as perfectly as I wanted to. And with hair, I also recommend because I try to keep it almost as realistic as possible. I know there's still things I have to flesh out, but blocking things, especially when it comes to hair as well, block that. So then it just, you can easily better define some details with the hair. The little jig, me with trying to figure out if everything is working out. Always recommend flipping the canvas and also zooming in and zooming out to be sure you exactly know what you got. And then that's it. Thanks, you guys, for stopping by. If you have any questions or if you want me to do more videos, let me know. I'm probably still going to do more videos despite nobody wanting or asking. Cool. Peace out.